Hello, everybody, and welcome back to NCAA 2004 in the Crimson Tide Dynasty. We're here with yet another difficult game, as most of them are going to be difficult in this first year. That's kind of the nature of things that we knew playing out of the SEC. But this game is no different, as we have the 5-1 Ole Miss Rebels, somehow not ranked, not even close, really. I mean, they're close, they're 30th, but still, if 25 is the mark and they're sitting at 30 at 5-1, like, who is 25 and 24? Because I know in this game they put like 3 and 4 lost teams in the top 25, depending on who they beat. Put a pin in that for later. But for Ole Miss to be 5-1 out of the SEC and not even be in the top 25 is absolutely criminal. I would be pounding my keyboard if I was an Ole Miss fan, which I'm firmly not, thankfully. But we are coming into this game on a 2-game losing streak. In the last video, we, of course, watched us lose to the Georgia Bulldogs, who were 12th, I think, at the time we played them. And it was a very, very gross, low-scoring affair. Hopefully, the offense can show up here in this game at Ole Miss because, if your offense scores points, you can win games. That's just kind of a firm belief that I have. And then, hey, is that Eli Manning? Is it him himself, Eli Manning? Is this the last year of Eli Manning? I believe it is. It might be. But I try not to name anybody. I try to stick to the numbers as long as they have numbers, and then when they have names, we'll try and get a roster sheet here and start calling out the names, all of our, I almost said transfers, man. This is 2003, 2004. We don't have transfers. We just have recruits. So we're getting things started on offense early as we hand it off to our fullback. I believe it's a fullback, dude. The numbers on this team are just nuts, dude. A fullback at 15. A receiver at 31. Like, what are we doing? Either way, it's a fresh set of downs for our offense. Late in the first quarter, we've already burned quite a bit of time on this drive. Number 12 drops back, clean pocket, shimmies around, and finds number 84 close to the sticks, but not quite there. But he does haul it in. He has been very active so far this season. You love to see it. So, on second and short to go, number 12 stands alone in the backfield here, uncorks a deep ball to the corner of the end zone by the pylon, and that one is sailed probably about 3 or 4 yards over the head of that receiver. So on 3rd and 2, now we have loaded the backfield, put everybody back there, sent a man in motion. Play clock is winding down, and it is a handoff to 21, and it doesn't look like he got there. It looks like he maybe had an inch maybe where he was there, but I think they're probably going to mark it short. And so now a big decision going to have to come up here now on 4th down. We know our coach is aggressive, so he's, of course, going to keep the offense on the field. Sick Naben is a sick, nasty man. So on 4th and 1 with the clock winding down again here, we're going to go with another fullback dive, and this time it is good for about 5 yards. We only needed 1, and we got about a handful more, so can't be mad about that. A fresh set of downs. This drive will continue in Rebel territory. So number 12 drops back and corks a deep ball to the left side of the field in triple coverage somehow. Number 84 catches that ball. That ball somehow found an open lane in the back of the end zone. I have no idea how. Just a disgusting play. There's a few throws like this we've seen this season. I don't know how any of those Rebel players didn't get a hand on the football. That one is just absolutely wild. And that was the last play of the first quarter, so technically the extra point was, but the first quarter is going to come to a close, and that one touchdown that we took all quarter to cook out is the only point. So late in the second quarter here on a 3rd and 12, we pick up another crucial first down. So Ole Miss really kind of caving here on these big, important 3rd and 4th down plays. But the time continues to wind down here to a minute and a half. So on 3rd and 10, again, we have an opportunity, or Ole Miss has an opportunity to stop us, and we pick up the first down just barely yet again. So Ole Miss's 3rd down defense really not coming in clutch for them. In this ball game, we are now threatening to at least get some points here before the half is over, which would be pretty terrible for Ole Miss here. We give it to number 21 on 2nd and 5, and he busts off about an 8-yard run or so to get us just inside probably the 30-yard line here for Ole Miss, probably about the 26 or 27-yard line. So we're going to start blowing some timeouts, conserve some time, because now we're trying to maybe see if we can get 6 or 7 and not 3. So on 1st and 10, you're just under a minute. Number 12 rolling out of the pocket, sends one across the field and finds 84, who cuts upfield and gets brought down into the end zone for another Crimson Tide touchdown. In just under a minute here, brilliant use of the clock. I mean, if from the stance of leaving time on it for Ole Miss, I guess not, but I guess I'm saying more so to be efficient and get into the end zone here after we were kind of facing 2 pretty crucial third downs in our own territory, just around a minute 50 left to go. That is pretty important. So Ole Miss is going to try and run a 2-minute drill here, and things are already going the wrong way as a humongous sack puts them at 2nd and 20, but they're going to try and run the hurry up. They're not going to waste any time because they only have 30 seconds to work with. And so on 2nd and 20, 28 seconds ticking away here now. Quarterback's got all day to throw. He uncorks a deep ball in the left side of the field and airmails that one past the receiver. So on a 3rd and 20, 24 seconds left to go. Quarterback again stands alone, wants another deep shot downfield, and that was just one-on-one coverage right there, and we came up big again. So DB's really putting in work this game. So Ole Miss has to give us the football back, and with 11 seconds left to work here, we're going to send out the offense. We're not going to kneel it. We're going to try and cook something up here. So on 1st and 10, number 12 sends a deep shot down the middle of the field and finds 84, again surrounded by Rebel players who somehow cannot bring him down. So we're going to call timeout here because we have 4 seconds, and we're not going to try and go for a long field goal. We're going to try and take a shot to the end zone. So 0 seconds on the clock, 1st and 10, and wide open is 84. There wasn't even anybody covering him really in the end zone. You had one safety between 2 receivers, it looked like. That is a terrible defensive strategy for Ole Miss, and somehow we come away with, even more points in the end of the half. We generate 14 points of offense here in the last minute of the first half, and Ole Miss possessed the football in that time. Just think of that stat line when you go into the score bug here at 21-0 at the end of the first half. If this is what you predicted for this game, then, hey man, go buy a lottery ticket, honestly. So on another 3rd down here for the Crimson Tide, and it's going to be intercepted this time. Finally, the Ole Miss DBs show up to play, and this one is going to be a pick 6. So, otherwise, pretty good game here for number 12. Turns into a pretty disastrous start to the second half as a pick 6 is how we open things up. So, another 3rd down here now later on in the 3rd quarter. Number 12 is going to drop back here. Another clean pocket. Finds an open receiver, cuts upfield, and is now going to get about another 10 yards off of that reception. So, and that was 21, the running back out of the flat, who can do it all, I guess, who can do it all. A nice reception for him as he generates a lot of offense for us through the air now. So right around midfield on 1st and 10, we're going to hand it off to a receiver, number 3, who catches that in the middle of the field all by himself and cuts upfield for another gain of about 5 or 10 more yards. So we have already busted our way just about into the red zone on just a couple plays here. But another 3rd down for Ole Miss's defense. Are they going to come up short yet again here? And no, they are not, as they're going to get to number 12, and it's a humongous sack. So I think it's the first sack for Ole Miss today here. They send the cornerback blitz, and it gets home. Number 12 did not even see it. So I'm surprised we didn't have anything open downfield. We might have. But on a 4th and 11, we're going to keep the offense on the field, and it's a false start. So we're going to push it back even further. It's going to be a 4th and 16. We're getting even closer to about midfield, so a very dangerous spot to try and go for a field goal. I doubt our kicker has the leg, and we're going to do it with a fake field goal. I don't even know what the game plan was. Ole Miss had about 2 or 3 guys in the backfield. Probably could have blocked the kick if they wanted to, but instead we go for the fake field goal for some reason. Makes absolutely 0 sense. I don't know if I can agree with that sick name, and that was awfully reckless. So, and Ole Miss already has this one going the other way as their quarterback drops this one into a freaking bucket and finds number 8 between 2 defenders for a beautiful first down to get them deep inside Crimson Tide territory. So next play, quarterback's going to roll out here as fast as a tortoise, and he's going to find an open receiver. This time here, there was a little bit of congestion rather downfield. A couple defenders in the vicinity, but that ball was placed perfectly. So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Ole Miss Rebel offense. Now they're going to go with a fullback dive, and that play is perfectly sought out by our defense. We saw that one from a mile away. So on 2nd and goal now, time ticking away in the 3rd quarter, they're going to hand off the running back, and the linebacker who missed the catch to get him down there, made the perfect tackle on the fullback, completely whiffs on the running back to let him go in it to the end zone. So I don't know, the same player on defense is involved in the same 3 plays that lead to points, but he is, and he's largely responsible for it. So in the film room, we're going to be looking exactly right at him. So in 1 quarter, we now find ourselves only up by a touchdown against Ole Miss. We were up 21-0, and now is a 7-point ball game. And that's what's beautiful about college football, because that's how things work. And somehow number 12 is not learning to throw away from congestion. But why would he? I think his one pick was in a one-on-one man coverage, and that time he finds another open receiver surrounded by Ole Miss defenders. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. But on another third down for the Ole Miss defense, and again, they can't seem to come up big, or maybe that was down right at the sticks. Number 80 has that one brought in right at the sticks, but I think he's going to have enough to move it forward. So fast forward to a second and short situation now. Ole Miss's defense again being tasked in the short yardage situation. I'm told it's going to drop back, finds a wide open man in the middle of the field. I believe it was 84 again, who's just been so freaking active today. Look at 130 yards already and 3 touchdowns. He's been just such a big contributor to this offense today. So time again under 3 minutes, and now might be a keep away game for our offense. If we can just maybe turn this drive into points, we could essentially put this game away as we find 21 or 31. And it was 21, the running back, out of the backfield. He is wide open in the middle of the field and picks up another first down. So we are moving the ball as easily as we can. After a sack here, it's going to be a long goal-to-go situation. On second and goal, maybe try and take a shot to the end zone. There's no one in the backfield. Quarterback is a step up in the pocket, and somehow that ball is caught in triple coverage. I don't understand this, man. So many passes. Typically, that's what the CPU would do if you were playing, like actually physically playing the game, but we were getting super lucky with the sim here. They're giving all of our receivers 100 catch, contested catch, apparently. So 28-14 is your score, and Ole Miss on their drive, their desperation drive, try and get something, maybe get back in this ball game, ends up in an interception, and that is going to seal the game for them. And so that's going to put us at 4-4. We knock off the 5-1 Ole Miss Rebels. Should be another ranked victory for our squad, but the rankings are weird in this game, I guess. They don't seem to agree with the notion that Ole Miss is a top 25 team. And after this game, it'll be hard to disagree with them as we kind of easily handled the Rebels. Things got a little dangerous in the third quarter as that pick six and the Ole Miss touchdown kind of made things a little bit closer than they probably should have been. But that is going to do it for this one. So coming out of the game here. I must have cut out the stat part, but quarterback had a great game. As you know, there was a great stat line. So we managed to beat number 6 Tennessee, who is now 20th because they lost another game, but that is another top 10 victory for the squad. And then we also beat Mississippi State on the road to extend to 6-4. So it looks like bowl eligibility is in our future, but that's going to lead us to a top 10 matchup against LSU. So I'm going to need everyone back here at home at Bryant-Denny to take on the number 10 LSU Tigers at home.